perfect. If I was going to do this problem, let's just get through, again, first thing we need to do is understand what is it. It's an identity. It's a constant, absolute value, or quadratic. You have to pick one of them. So Trevor, which one is this?
Quadratic.
Close. It's an absolute value. The reason why it's absolute value is because I have the absolute value brackets on here. So it's an absolute value sign. The main important thing I need to know about an absolute value is that it takes this form. All right? Trevor, could you put your pencil down and just look up here? So what that has is that goes right one, up one. That's the slope of my absolute value. Okay? Now the next thing we need to do is determine what are my transformations. What is happening to the function? Here, this is what f of x looks like. That's the absolute value function, absolute value of x. But you can see I had some transformations. I'm subtracting 4, and I'm adding 2.
So you're going right forward.
Yep. But before I get to that, let me just ask some more pending questions. Good question. Good point. Let me just go and explain. Per the notes that we've been working with and what we've done, and I've showed you before why it works, when you add or subtract outside of the function, outside of my brackets, that's going to shift the graph up or down. Since this is positive, I'm going to shift my graph up 2 units. Okay? Then, when it's inside, listen, Yago, when it's inside, you're actually going to do the opposite. You're right. Negative is always going to be to the left and down. However, when you're adding or subtracting inside the function, that's going to shift to the opposite. Okay? So I'm actually going to shift it up 2 and then to the right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, instead of my vertex being right here, my vertex is right there. So I'm still going to go up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the left 1. And now my graph looks like that. Does that make a little bit of sense?
So over 4, up 2.
I went up 2 because it's plus 2, and I went to the right 4 because it's subtracting inside. When it's inside the function, that shifts it left or right. When it's outside the function, that shifts it up or down. Yeah, memorize it. Inside the function, do the opposite. Think about it this way. Okay? C is a number. If I add C inside the function, where does that go? Shift where? Shift to the left C units. When it subtracts C inside the function, I shift C units to the right. When I add C outside the function, I shift C units up. When I subtract C units outside the function, I shift C units down. Just work through that right there. Write that down and memorize it and keep on going through it. Read it to yourself 10 times tonight, and I guarantee